Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. In this lecture we are going to see NTA UGC NET Paper 1 and in this lecture we are going to discuss most expected MCQ on Research Aptitude Unit, and today we are going to discuss the MCQ on Methods of Research. So we are going to discuss all the MCQ in detail. So do watch this lecture to clear all your doubt about the same, and you will receive my lecture every day at 7 a.m. So do visit our channel every day at 7 in the morning and do watch this lecture to score more marks in the exam. So before we move forward, there is one announcement. The students who are preparing for UGC NET 2022 exam, we the Global Online is offering 2000 plus MCQ quick revision PDF. Students, there is very less time remaining for your exam, and this is a guaranteed PDF in which we are providing you current affair question with the detailed explanation plus PYQs with a detailed explanation, most expected MCQ and most repeated MCQ, which is really important for your upcoming exam. This PDF will help you to revise all the topic in detail. To get the PDF, please contact on given number. Do WhatsApp message here, okay? And the PDF is available just for rupees 599. So do message here and get the PDF and start your preparation. Quantitative research is called. So here in this question they ask you about the quantitative research, for which the first option is semi-structure approach, second one is descriptive approach, third one is unstructured approach, and the last one is structure approach. The method of data collection in the research can be divided into the structure, semi-structure and unstructured method, okay? And the method of gathering the structured data are most typically employed in the quantitative study, whereas the qualitative studies employ in semi and unstructured method of data collection. So when we are talking about the quantitative research, that is a structure approach, is related to the empirical method that are based on the fact and the figures, and it is used to analyze and explain the phenomena, and this research is aimed to use the mathematical model and the hypothesis about the various phenomena. And the qualitative research, that is an unstructured approach, it is an approach for exploring and understanding the social and human problem as described by the individual, and it is an aim at gaining deep understanding of specific organization or an event and provide the narrative data. So according to explanation, the correct answer for this question will be option number D. The quantitative research is called structure approach. Lucky draw is a method of drawing an. So here in this question they ask you, the lucky draw is a method of drawing an, for which the first option is independent sample, second one is structure sample, third one is non-random sample, and the last one is random sample. So the sampling, the concept of sampling involves the selecting a portion or a sample from the bigger group. For example, this is a whole population and this part is the sample which we select for the our research, okay? And there are three methods of a sampling in the research, that is random or a probability sampling, then there is a non-random, that is non-probability sampling, and a mixed sampling. Now the random or a probability sampling, each element in the population has a equal and a independent chance of selection in the sampling, okay? And each implies that probability of a selection of each element in the population is the same. Independence means that the choice of one element is not dependent upon the choice of the another element in the sampling. In lucky draw, every person is having a chance of getting selected, okay? And because of that, the correct answer for this question will be option number D, that is random sample. Snowball sampling is a process of selecting sample using. So here in this question they ask you, the snowball sampling is the process of selecting the sample using which of the following, for which the first option is networks, second one is group, third one is snowballs, and the last one is computer program. Sampling in the research is the process of selection of the unit from the population of the interest so that by studying the sample may fairly generate the result back to the population from which they are chosen. The objective of a sampling is to derive the desired information about the population at a minimum cost at the maximum reliability. Okay. Snowball sampling. The snowball sampling is known as a network chain or a reputation of sampling method. The snowball sampling, which is a non-probability sampling method, is a basically sociometric. Please remember, it is a non-probability sampling method. It begins by collection of a data on one or a more contact, usually known to the person collecting the data. And at the end, the data collection process and data collector asks to the respondent to provide the contact information of the other potential respondents, and these potential respondents are contacted and provided more contact. Okay. So it is helpful in studying the small informal social group and their impact upon the formal organization structure. So here the snowball sampling method is talking about the network. Here we call the snowball sampling as a network. So correct answer is option number A. Which one of the following is the main feature of qualitative research? So here in this question they ask you about the main feature of qualitative research, for which the first option is avoid positivistic assumption and data analysis. Second one is subscribe to pre-existing categories. Third one is collect data in numerical form, and the last one is uses empirical method of data analysis. So here the research is the systematic inquiry. Towards understanding the complex social phenomena or the process, and they are broadly categorized into qualitative and quantitative research, and based on the research problem the selection of a research method by the researcher may vary. Okay, so the positivistic research pragmatism, the research pragmatism is the research model or a perpetual orientation for conducting research that has been verified by the research community. The emphasis quantitative analysis over qualitative analysis rely heavily on the experimentation. The subscribe to a pre-existing category, the hypotheses are put forward about the causal relationship between the phenomena. Okay. So here the correct answer for this question is option number A, that is the main feature of qualitative research will be avoid positivistic assumption and data analysis. Ex post facto research means. So here they ask you about the ex post facto research, for which the first option is research which is carried out after the incident. Second one is the research is carried out prior to the incident. Third one is the research is carried out along with the happening of the incident. And the last one is research is carried out keeping in mind the possibility of an incident. So here the ex post facto study or the after the fact research, after the fact research is a category of the research design in which the investigation start after the fact as occurred without the interference from the researcher. the assignment of the subject to a different group based on the whichever variable is of interest of the researcher. For example, a researcher is interested in how weight influences the self-esteem level of the adult, and this is an ex post design because the pre-existing categories, that is a weight, was used to form the group. In ex post facto research, the researcher take the effect and examine the data retrospectively to establish the causes, relationship, or a association and their meaning. So here the correct answer for this question will be option number A. Ex post facto research means a research which is carried out after the incident. Which of the following research types focus on improve the prevailing situation? So here in this question they ask you, given which of the following research type focus on improve the prevailing situation, for which the first option is fundamental research, second one is applied research, third one is action research, and the last one is experimental research. So here the applied research is a type of the research design that seek to solve the specific problem and to provide the innovative situation to the issues affecting the individual group or the society. It is often referred to the scientific method of an inquiry or a counterfactual research because it involves the practical application. It involves the practical applications of a scientific method to the everyday problem. Okay. In many cases, the research approach employs the empirical method in order to solve the practical problem. So here the correct answer for this question is option number B. Applied research focused on to improve the prevailing situation. Which of the following is not a method of research? So here in this question they given you four options and they ask you given which is not the method of research, for which the first option is historical, second one is philosophical, third one is observation, and the last one is experimental. So here the observation is a systematic data collection approach. Please remember this. Researchers use all of their sense to examine the people in a natural setting or a naturally occurring situation. Observation of a field setting involves the social situation. So here the historical, philosophical and the experimental are types of the research or a methods of the research, but the observation is not a method of research. So the correct answer is option number C. Which type of a research has a potential to grow as per the work situation? So here in this question they given you some options and they ask you given which is the type of a research that has a potential to grow as a work situation, for which the first option is fundamental research, second one is applied research, third one is evaluative research, and the last one is action research. So here the action research is involve the systematic process of examining the evidence. The action research is a different than the other form of a research, and there is a less concern for the universality of a finding and a more value is a placed on the relevance of a finding to the researchers and the local collaborators. The action research is also called participatory action research. Short form for this will be PAR. Okay. And this concern an individual method of a action research. The action research is a primarily to improve a given situation by the participant. For example, the action research using music to stimulate the creative writing. Here the correct answer for this question is option number D. Action research as a potential to grow as per the work situation. Which stage in research is working thesis for a specifying and organizing the information? So here in this question they ask you, given which stage in the research is a working thesis for a specifying and organizing the information, for which the first option is sampling frame, second one is review of literature, third one is framing hypothesis, and the last one is analysis of the data. Okay. So here the review of literature is a early stage in conducting the research, and it generally begins with the research problem in the mind. So every study starts with working thesis, which is a tentative statement that keeps changing as you go through the process of researching, and it gives a focus and a direct your thinking, and this stage of the research help you to create a working thesis by specifying and organizing the category of the information. So it is a summary of research which is a conducted by earlier researcher on the topic similar to the topic of the researcher, which enable the researcher to understanding the research problem. Okay, the past literature is a mirror to the present and the future. It helps to develop through the understanding and insight into the previous research work that relate to the present study. The answer here for this question is option number B. Review of literature in a research is working thesis for specifying and organizing the information. Research that focuses on social inequality between men and women is called. So here in this question they given you some option and they ask you, given which research focuses on social inequality between the man and woman is called, for which the first option is comparative research, second one is longitudinal research, third one is action research, and the last one is feminist research. So here the feminist research seeks to eradicate the power of disparity between the research and the subject matter. It is a politically motivated in trying to address social inequality, and it is a start with the woman view and experience, and the major aim of feminist research is to overcome biases in research, bringing the social change and showing the human diversity. Okay. So here the answer for this question will be option number D. A pilot study is called. So here in this question they ask you about the pilot study, in which the first option is descriptive study, second one is feasibility study, third one is correlation study, and the last one is explanatory study. Okay. So term pilot study refer to the mini version of full scale study. Mini version of full scale study. It refers to either a trial run of a major research study or a specific pre-testing of a particular research instrument, such as a questionnaire or an interview schedule. And such a study should be conducted using the participant who closely resemble the target study population. So here the reason for conducting the pilot study will be pilot study are valuable in the situation where the very little is known about a research topic and when the excluding unique research instrument. The major objective is to discover the problem before the actual study or give a prior warning about where the main research project would fail. Okay, and it helps in collecting the preliminary data and determining whether the proposed method or a instrument are adequate or inappropriate. It enables to convince the funding body that a main study is feasible and worth funding. Okay. So the pilot study is called feasibility study. So the correct answer is option number B. On what is the social research function of scientific method not based? So here in this question they ask you on what is the social research function of the scientific method is not based, for which the four options are there. The first one is thinking, second one is testing, third one is experiment, and the last one is rationality. Okay. The social research function of the scientific method is not based on the thinking. A scientific method involves developing and testing theories about the social world based on empirical evidence. It is defined by commitment to the systematic observation of empirical world and strive to be objective, critical and logical. The scientific method as applied to the social science include the variety of a research approach, tools and a technique by collecting and analyzing the qualitative or quantitative data, and this method include the laboratory experiment, field survey, case study, ethnographic research, action research. Okay. So as I said, the social research function of scientific method is not based on the thinking. That means the correct answer is option number 1. One of the following is not the objective of action research. So here in this question they ask you, given which of the following is not the objective of action research, for which the first option is to improve the working condition of the school, second one is to stimulate the student to raise their standard of learning, third one is to motivate the student to attend school, and the last one is to organize the healthy and congenial environment for a effective learning. So here the action research is a research intended to solve the practical problem of an individual or a group of institutions through the planned intervention in a day-to-day working. Here the emphasis lies on solving the problem through the adoption of alternative practices. It helps to further build to understanding the teaching. It influences the personal knowledge, trial or the error, reflection on the practice and conversation and dialogues with the colleagues, students and other stakeholders within the school system. Here when we are talking about the objective of our action research, the first one is to improve the working condition of various infrastructure components of the school premises. To take a collaborative action, reflect an activity taken up in the school and generating the discussion on the key issue of a concern that required to be addressed, then is to organize a healthy and congenial environment for effective learning. That means option 4 will be included under the objective. Option 2 also be included because here we are talking about a working condition or the various infrastructure. Then is to stimulate the student to raise their standard learning is also included. So option 2 is also there, but option 3 is not there in the under the objective of the action research. Motivate the student to attend the school is not the objective of action research. Okay, so the option 3 will be the correct answer here. The study of why does stressful living result in the heart attack can be classified as. So here in this question they ask you the study of why does the stressful living result in the heart attack can be classified as, for which the first option is descriptive research, second one is explanatory research, third one is correlation research, and the last one is feasibility research. Now here the research can be classified into the three perspectives, that is application of research, then is objective in undertaking the research, and inquiry mode employed. So based on the viewpoint of an objective, research can be classified as explanatory research. It attempts to clarify why and how there is a relationship between the two or more aspects of the situation. Okay, and this type of a research attempt to explain the situation, such as why stressful living result in the heart attack. So here we are trying to find out the solution of why. Explanatory concern with the causes or a why factor about the phenomena. So here the correct answer for this question is option number 2, that is explanatory research will be the correct answer. In which research design the independent variable is selected rather than manipulated? So here in this question they given you the 4 options and they ask you given which research design is independent variable is selected rather than the manipulated, for which the first option is experimental research design, second one is historical research design, third one is ex post facto research design, and the last one is descriptive survey research design. So here the ex post facto research is a after the fact research is a category of the research design in which the investigation start after the fact. As occurred without the interference from the researcher. The correct answer for this question is option number 3, that is ex post facto research design. The researcher predict the possible causes behind the effect on the dependent variable that has already occurred due to the independent variable. If a researcher conducts a research on finding out which administrative style contribute more to institutional effectiveness, this is an example of. So here in this question they ask you if a researcher conduct a research to find out which administrative style contribute more to the institutional effectiveness. This is an example of given which research, for which the first option is basic research, second one is action research, third one is applied research, and the last one is none of the above. To solve the specific practice problem, answer a specific question, or to make a conclusion and develop a technique in a practical nature, market research, evaluation research, study of the social science, and to draw the conclusion, it is all about the applied research. Okay, so here we use the applied research. So here the correct answer for this question will be option number C, that is applied research. Which type of a research encourage participant perspective? So here they given you some of the research type and they ask you given which type of a research encourage the participant perspective, for which the first option is ethnographic method, second one is historical research, third one is exegetic research, and the last one is experimental research. So here the ethnographic method, it is a research approach where the participants look at the people in their cultural setting with the goal of producing a narrative account of their particular culture against the theoretical backdrop. And the method used by the participant in learning the various social culture systems that they interact are the same method that they are used by ethnographers in the learning a new cultural system, that is the observation, interviewing, participating and making the interpretations. So here the correct answer will be option number 1. Ethnographic method of a research encourage the participant perspective. Which of the following research form aim primarily at putting to use the theoretical advance with an eye on exploring the potential for generalizability? For which the first option is fundamental research, second one is evaluative research, third one is action research, and the last one is applied research. Okay, so here the applied research is a type of a research design that seeks to solve the specific problem and provide the innovative solution to the issue affecting the individual or a group, and it is often referred to as a scientific method of a inquiry or a counterfactual research because it involves the practical application of scientific method to everyday problem. Okay, and it is a typically follow-up research design that further investigate finding a pure or a basic research in order to validate things finding and apply them to create the innovative solution. So here the correct answer is applied research. Pragadium of research which focus on development of professional expertise of researcher practitioner is called. For this, the first option here is action research, second one is pure research, third one is qualitative research, and the last one is applied research. The pragadium of research which focus on the development of professional expertise of researcher practitioner is called the action research. Now what is a action research? A methodology of research generally applied in the social science aim at finding out the immediate solution to the problem. Okay, and the action research, a wide variety of the investigative, evaluative and analytical research methods are designed to identify the problems to be organizable or academic and help the researcher to develop the practical solution to address them quickly and effectively. So here the action research is the correct answer for this question. Okay, the pragadium of research which focuses on the development of professional expertise of the researcher practitioner is action research. So here is the last question which you have to answer. The question is pure research is also known as. So here in this question they ask you about the pure research and the options given are formulative research, second one is action research, third one is fundamental research, and the last one is diagnostic study. Please try to answer this question. Write your answer in the comment box. I am waiting for your answer. Till then, keep watching, keep learning.